Welcome back. In this step, let's focus on the database options. What are the different database options present? When we talk about database options, we have different categories of database. Relational databases, NoSQL databases, we have OLTP databases, OLAP databases. What are the different options that are present? Let's start with relational OLTP databases. If you have a banking transactional application, that's what is called an online transaction processing application. Your users might be doing a number of transactions, credit, debit, or a lot of other operations that you can do at a typical bank. And for these kind of applications, you typically go with relational OLTP databases. A good example for a relational OLTP database is MySQL. And in AWS, you can create MySQL databases by using Amazon RDS. Amazon RDS can also be used to create a number of other databases as well. Amazon RDS is a managed service. So you don't really need to worry about availability or backups or replication or any of such kind of things. If you have huge volumes of data and you want a global database and you'd want high transactions per second, then you can go for Amazon Aurora in AWS. Now, what are the corresponding services in GCP? The corresponding services in GCP are Cloud SQL and Cloud Spanner. If you want to manage MySQL or a PostgreSQL database in GCP, you can go with Cloud SQL. If you'd want a global database distributed across multiple regions, or if you're expecting huge volumes of data up to petabytes, or you're expecting huge number of transactions per second, in those kind of situations, you can go for a Google specific database, which is called Cloud Spanner. So if you want a regional database in a specific region, you have low volumes, or you want to go with MySQL or PostgreSQL, you can go with Cloud SQL. For higher volume use cases, you can go with Cloud Spanner. Relational databases can also be used for data warehousing. If you have your analytics applications or reporting applications, even those can make use of relational databases. And for such use cases, the recommended solution in AWS is Amazon Redshift. In Amazon Redshift, you can create a cluster with a number of nodes. You can store the data there, and you can run queries across multiple nodes of this cluster. So you can use Amazon Redshift to run complex SQL queries over huge volumes of complex data. In GCP, the corresponding service is BigQuery. If you want to use SQL to query from huge volumes of data in GCP, you'd go with BigQuery. Now, the other types of databases are NoSQL databases. NoSQL databases have flexible schemas. What are the options in AWS? The options in AWS are DynamoDB and DocumentDB. The most popular NoSQL database in AWS is DynamoDB. In GCP, the options are Datastore and Cloud Bigtable. There is now a new version of Datastore which is called Firestore and which also has support for mobile applications. If you have huge volumes of data in petabytes, then you would go with Cloud Bigtable. If you have simpler use cases, you would go with either Datastore or Firestore. The next database option, which is really a caching option, how do you cache data from a database? How do you do that in AWS? In AWS, we use Amazon ElastiCache. This supports both Redis and Memcache. A similar solution exists in GCP as well, which is Memory Store. Memory Store also supports Redis and ElastiCache. So if you want to reduce the load on the database by caching the information in a in-memory cache, you can go with Memory Store in GCP. Now, where can we look at these solutions in GCP? The data warehousing solution is actually under Big Data. So if you look under Big Data, you'll be able to find BigQuery. All the other services in here would be under the database section. So inside the navigation menu, if you scroll down, under databases is where you would find all the databases that we have talked about until now. The most basic NoSQL solution is Datastore. The next version of Datastore is Firestore. If you have huge volumes of NoSQL data, you'd go with Bigtable. If you want to create managed MySQL or PostgreSQL, you can go with Cloud SQL. If you want to create a global relational database with huge volumes of data, you'd go for Cloud Spanner. You'd go for Memory Store if you want to cache data that's coming from a database or from any other data store. You have the database migration service in here, which can help you to migrate data from one database to another database. In this step, we looked at some of the important database solutions in GCP. I'll see you in the next step.